What's going on, Facebookers? What's up, YouTube? How are we doing out there? Thank you for joining me. As always, it's nice to see you. Connecticut Medical Marijuana Critic, compound concentrates and coffee, your SunDaze edition. We're up, we're here, we're on the air. All right, YouTubers, I'm going to be getting your description in. Facebookers, I'm getting your chat open as we speak. What's up, Joshua? Happy, my friend. Give me 1 second as I do a few adjustments over here. Diana, nice to see you. Tyler, thanks for joining us as always. You woke up with snow today. You're a lucky son of a bitch. All right, YouTubers, come on, hit those thumbs up over there. Don't leave me hanging. Don't leave me hanging over here. So Joshua, what's going on in Facebook land? How are things this morning? Let's see. Let's go to, this is The Forced Start. This comes from Stage Engine, right here on CC&C. Fantastic. Howdy, howdy. So, everybody hearing everything okay? Audio and video good? I mean, again, on my end, it looks good, but you're the one I'm worried about. Before share is even made, my fans have come out. I have both thumbs up and thumbs down. You rock. See, if you subscribe to my channel just to know when I come on the air, just to give me a thumbs down, you're a fan. You're a follower. Think what you want in your own head. Think what you need to help you get by. But you're a follower. Well, that would be because the music is in fact coming through these microphones right here in front of me. So outside of that, I guess it still sounds good though. There we go. That tune was called The Force Start. It comes to you from Stage Engine. Yeah, right now, unfortunately, the mixing board is down. So we don't have everything piped in direct and being put out to everybody. Going old school, going a little guerrilla radio, pumping through the microphones. But you know what? We're doing what we have to do. We're staying on the air. We're here just for you. We're here 7 days a week. For those who don't know, I am the Connecticut Medical Marijuana Critic. This is Compound Concentrates and Coffee. We are a broadcast and media production company out of Orange, Connecticut. And yes, we are a true broadcast and media production company. We are legit licensed to play music. Oh, yes. And music we do. Music we have. 48 different genres, all just for you. You can shout out a genre, you can shout out a title, you can shout out an artist. Long as it's ones within my collection, within our extensive catalog. All right? We are not your commercial radio. We are not on your FM dial, so no, we can't play Black Sabbath or Aerosmith or, all the music I'd love to play. But that stuff costs a lot of money to buy the rights for. That's a whole nother level. Eventually, people got a little hint, a little inside talk the other day about what's eventually going to happen here on Compound Concentrates and Coffee. We are actually, eventually, this is going to become our satellite location. Compound Concentrates and Coffee has had interest, and we are looking at going into our corporate offices. I'm talking full-on corporate office. You'd be like, yeah, Compound Concentrates and Coffee is located at, we're located here. You'll come to what you want to come down to the studio. Well, that's fine, but you're going to meet up with our secretary first. You'll be sat down in our waiting room. If you're there to do business, we're going to bring you into the conference room. No saying that you're definitely going to get into the studios, but you might. You never know. But yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming up. There's a lot of things that are going to be happening. Exactly. See, my dog just told you in the background. Wow, you had a coating of ice on your plants. Ooh, you might want to watch the weather reports a little better. Get them ladies in. You don't want to hurt them. Diana, thank you. I'm glad you like the music. 1 second, everybody. Yeah, we're away this week. We are at Tennessee. Oh, awesome. Yeah, definitely. I'll check the bit out for sure. Once again, I do want to let people know, individuals who come in, you hang out on my show. If you wish to send me a friend request through Facebook, feel free, go right ahead. I personally don't put out friend requests, not anymore. We had somebody that, for whatever reason, but they came in and they set myself and a few other people up on the show. We were doing requests, friend requests at the time, and as all of us sent a request to this account, the account reported us to Facebook and literally got us locked up. Facebook sent all of us this little message, only send friend requests to people you know, and yeah, it was, it was ridiculous. But that person ruined it for everybody else. So feel free to send me one. Feel free to follow Compound Concentrates and Coffee in Facebook, or the official Compound Concentrates and Coffee group in Facebook. Join it. Austin Woodward and Zach Ledbetter is what you just heard. The track was called Pursue. That came out of rock. All right, here we go. A little Charlie Peacock. This is featuring Bridget Ashworth. The song is called Get Close to You. And good morning, Timothy. How are you, my friend? Nice to see you at Facebook land. go. Charlie Peacock, Bridget Ashworth, Get Close to You. Nice little SunDaze morning here. Haven't gotten our rain yet. We're supposed to have some coming in. I'm opening up the weather station to check things out. Go over a few other things, of course. 64 degrees on the grounds of the compound right now here in Orange, Connecticut. 66% humidity. Winds have spun the station, the weather station, at 12 miles an hour. Okay, today, overcast, cloudy, dreary, drab, but no rain. Unfortunately, tomorrow starting the week out, rain. Tuesday, forecast for dreary, drab, overcast, cloudy. Now, there's a storm that's tracking that I mentioned the other day that unfortunately it looks like it's coming on to us and hitting Connecticut. So it's going to be here throughout the week. So prepare for some nasty weather. All right, little reggae. Why not? Fast Life.
Fast Life.
Good morning, Lisa. How are you? Thanks for joining us in Facebook land.
What you gonna do? Fast life. Imagine when your light goes down. Today, here, tomorrow, you're gone. What you gonna do? I heard there rumors that you're on the borderline. Then you cross the lines. Now you do. Imagine when the hype goes down. What you gonna do? Fast life. Imagine when your light goes down. Today, here, tomorrow, you're gone. What you gonna do? Like a runaway train, now you've gone too far. You're satisfied no more. No one can rein you in. There is no bottom for you to hit no more. Now you drink too much. Slow it down. A moment of pride before the fall.
What's up, Pete? Good morning, man. Thanks for joining us in Facebook land. How are you today, buddy?
Everybody has a choice. Imagine when the hype goes down. What you gonna do? Fast life. Imagine when your light goes down. Today, here, tomorrow, you're gone. What you gonna do? Fast life. Everybody has a choice. Imagine when the hype goes down.
What's up, Kendall? How are you? Thanks for joining us on Facebook. Nice to see you today.
Imagine when your light goes down. Today, here, tomorrow, you're gone. What you gonna do? Fast life.
Just shaking the cobwebs off, huh? Yeah, I've been awake for a couple hours now. What's the good word? Well, I say it every single day, and I truly try to live it. If I can open my eyes, if I'm breathing, and I can get out of bed, those are 3 great things right there already. It's a great way to start the day. Wherever it goes, it's up to me. So it's all good. Things could always be worse. I know because I've been there. Kyle, what's going on? Thanks for joining us. Nice to see you over there on YouTube. Give me a second. I'm going to grab us another track. I'm doing some sharing out over here at Facebook, by the way. Spreading the smiles, sharing the love. Let everybody know we're up and rolling. We're running. You know? Don't keep us your dirty little secret. Yeah? Spread the smiles. hip hop. Cheers to Frank. This comes from Otis McDonald. Go to otismacmusic.com if you dig what you hear. Thank you. Who are you guys playing today? I was going to say, it was a rare moment. She actually had to think about it for a minute. Got to get myself, got to get prepared here. Got to support the team, right? Although, I do want New Jerseys. Like I've said, we got to do this. I've literally become known as, it's the throwback dude. Just get me fucking shirts. Alright? We'll work on the players. We've been doing that. They've been doing good. Seriously, we've been doing good. I need to reward them this year. Honestly. Well, I mean, again, even though it's preseason, a lot of people don't look at it, but they fucking killed it. They absolutely killed it. And besides, despite last week, we're still talking 8 games in a row that my fuck. I know a lot of people are saying that. Even I am, but I'm just saying though. We got 8 games, full 8 games that we won. So to do what we did, to push as hard as we did last week, and still, even though we lost, I gotta give my guys their just desserts. You know, not saying run out and get me the home and away like you did the last time, but grab me one or the other of it too. You know. To me, what we're hearing here is a Lost Steely Dan track. My hair. Wow. Tim, do yourself a favor in Facebook. 1, refresh or completely close out and try opening up again whatever it is you're watching Facebook on. 2, hit the little settings button. Even Facebook has one. Lower right corner, it's a settings gear. And they don't give you the highest quality, the best quality like you get over here in YouTube. But you can actually bump up your quality. By default, Facebook will drop that sucker and give you the lowest one, which a lot of times does have a delay to it. But you can take care of and get that delay much, much smaller. Sounds good. Let me get myself another track here. Once again, we just played the Lost Steely Dan track, one of many. Otis McDonald, Otis Mac Music. Cheers to Frank. All right, White Rose, The Scene. You asked, we play. Give me a second, everybody. hate to get something like that. Hey, put it right there. Give me a second here. As always, on your Sundays, you get your time with my wife. You have fun for an hour, discussing sports and a whole bunch more. The JC Power Hour, of course. There's that. I don't. Usually you don't, but if you want to, just scroll.
I know where it is.
Well, I'm just showing you though, because I have it open on the all genres tab, so you can just go through whatever.
I know how to do it. I just tend not to.
Yeah, I know. Green tea. All right, everybody. I'll see you in an hour. What are you doing over there? Sure, you take over and start closing things you need to do.
Alrighty, friends and Canafam and everybody out there, how are we all doing on this wonderful Sundays? It is I, JC, in JC's Power Hour. See, there's a reason why it's called that. I hope we're all doing pretty good. I hope we're all wide-eyed and bushy-tailed. I hope we are doing awesomely. For those who do not know, I am me. I am what Brian refers to as his little woman. I am wonderfully adoring of sports. And since I would always come in and make my little comments and people seemed to like it, we were like, well, why not? Let's do a whole hour. What the hell?
It was one of your fans that actually suggested the name.
Indeed.
By the way, I can see from here, Mr. Big Pumpkin is complete. He's full. He's all the way.
Yeah, no, I saw it when I picked Randall up this morning.
Yep.
I was happy about that.
Mm-hmm. As I said, it took me 20 minutes to get that one going this year, so this is definitely going to be his last year.
Yeah, sadly.
Hey, we got our money's worth and then some out of that thing.
Well, yes.
Even blowing down the road across the street.
Hi, Diana. How are you today? Are we all ready for some football? Because goodness knows I am. But believe it or not, there is more in the world than football. I know, hard to believe, isn't it? I mean, it's actually hard to believe. But there are other sports other than football. I mean, you know, there are. And I like them. Don't get me wrong. I do. Cheers, Paul. How you doing over there? Are we hanging in there, kiddo? Don't mind me. I'm glad to hear that, Paul. We're all hanging in there for you. And oh, the Diana, the CBS thing. Yeah, I know how that goes. It ticks me off when your game gets blocked out or whatever. That's annoying. I've actually changed cable companies because they've,
Watch it online.
I've actually changed cable companies when they mess up my football. You don't mess up my football.
Forget I have water up the hill.
He just can't stand to give me the whole show. He's got to keep going in and out like a ghost. Woo!
Yikes.
Oh, come on, that was funny. Come on, you got to give me a little credit here. It was kind of funny.
It was a little something. I don't know what it was. But it was
Meh. Anywho, before we get into total football, which God knows I could talk about for hours on end, how about them Yankees?
Buffalo Bills. Woo!
Buffalo Bills are not Yankees.
Boston Red Sox. Woo!
They're at home playing video games.
Boston Red Sox. Woo!
Yankees are up 2-0.
In a 3-13 season. You know better than that.
Yankees are up 2-0 in the playoffs.
Hey, you gotta support your team no matter what.
I never said not to. I absolutely never said not to. The Yankees just went crazy with home runs and stuff yesterday. Not that I'm complaining at all. It was a beautiful thing. Of course, being home, the crowd was amazingly noisy. Doo-boo-boo-boo. Dee-bee-bee-bee. Boo-boo-boo-boo. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Don't mind me. Also in the news, or should I say in the news, or should I say in this week? Because it's pretty much been this week. There is some really big things going on, and I've mentioned this in the wrestling world. This week was the first time that WWE SmackDown was back on Friday nights for a long time, and it moved from the USA Network to Fox Network, and they brought back their pyros. They're trying to bring back a little more. My hopes are that they're trying to bring back more of the old Attitude Era, which was when they had I'm only laughing because Diana figured out she can't watch her game, and she has this mild crush on her new quarterback. This mild little crush on her new quarterback over there, which I think is downright adorable, and he's playing very well, so you know, no reason not to. But you got me a little sidetracked there because I was chuckling. But like I was saying, I'm hoping that the WWE is going to bring back a lot more of the old Attitude Era, which was some of their best ratings and some of their best programming that actually lasted for years at a clip. They're bringing into the mix Joy of on joy. Brock Lesnar won the title yet again. Oh my God! Stop the presses. That was a shock. However, what was a tad surprising, and dang it, I can't remember his name, so I have to look it up. Un momento, por favor. What was surprising is Brock has a new old rival. Yes, I said it like that. One of his old rivals from UFC has shown up. Ah! Rapture. Which I like because, you know, we need...
Nothing gets a
we,
man
whoa, shut up. Because we need Brock to have somebody that he's... I don't even want to say afraid of, but at least somebody that, you know, he doesn't bitch slap around like he does everybody else. And I didn't watch a lot of UFC, so I'm not as fluent in which guys, you know, which guys were rivals with each other. But, you know, I could read and I could look up. Cam Velasquez, that's his name. That's his name. That's the boy. Big boy, too. So, with SmackDown being now new, or reborn, we'll call it. I believe it was the 20th anniversary, so renewing, rebrewing, redoing everything. Also this week, AEW started their weekly broadcast. Coincidentally, on the same night that NXT is doing their broadcast. I'm sure that was a coincidence. But that's real competition there to see who likes who more. And for a first show for AEW, I gotta give it to them. They were pretty good. You know, you need to figure out, again, you need to figure out the storylines. Basically, you know, who likes who hates who, you know, who's a little crazy, who's a little this. I like that Jon Moxley didn't have a fight so much as he came in and did a disruption, and that went off into the crowd and into the VIP area, and eventually through a glass table. So, you know, that looked entertaining. But tonight is WWE Hell in a Cell, where a lot of these fights that have been brewing are going to come to a head. Yeah. See? When my mouth doesn't want to work and I can't say things, I'll just change the word. That's a writer's trick. When you're before spell check, if you couldn't figure out how to write a word, you just get another one. Oh, that word is way too long. I don't know how to spell that. You know what? This word means such and such, so I'm just going to use 5 other words to describe what I was describing.
Basically, it's grab the thesaurus and
I had a thesaurus, but if I had a thesaurus in front of me, then I'd usually learn how to spell the words. See, you have to have a good back habit in your head. Funny you think you are.
Yes.
You think you're funny.
Yes.
Funny you think you are.
Third time, yes.
Maybe you're not.
I
Maybe you're not. In the Hell in a Cell matches, though, there are a couple of big ones. Seth Rollins, for the title, is going up, for putting his title on the line, I should say, is going up the Fiend against the Fiend Bray Wyatt in, the Hell in a Cell. Bray has been, basically tormenting him and pretty much anybody he wants with his Fiend character, which, is definitely a crowd favorite and is definitely... He's embracing the hell out of this character, let me tell you. I mean, he's giving it his all. And behind the whole characters thing, both are good wrestlers, so that should be a good match and a brutal match, as it's in the cell. The other Hell in a Cell match is the Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks. Sasha has done a cell match before. I do not believe Becky has. She is banking that her experience is going to overtake everything. I think Becky's toughness, even in the cell, might be... See, you're back already.
I am. See how fast that was?
You have the habit of doing that. You're back, you're here, you're there.
You really want to say that?
Yes.
You really?
I just said it. That just happened.
It's funny how often the ones who do the things the most, and notice how I'm pointing here, the ones who do the things the most will point out when others do things. Boom, boom, boom. I was just thinking penguin. Boom, 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 boom.
The penguin has a mallet and a shotgun.
If you can blow up like the penguin, you know what? You'll have my attention. Whoever made that was great.
No, that was hysterically funny, I'm not gonna lie. Still one of my favorites to this day.
Especially when he starts swearing.
That one's definitely me.
But yeah, I was thinking about it. I have the coffee. I have coffee now. Ran out of coffee yesterday. George got us a bag, by the way. I went to make a cup and it was doing that add bean thing, and I'm like, oh, I gotta stir the beans again. So I go over and I open it up and I'm like, there's no beans to stir.
I think I gotta go to
Well, we gotta start buying more than just 1 pound.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think I gotta go to someplace like, BJ's or something and buy a 20-pound bag or something. Get you economic coffee.
And watch me pour the whole bag out the window. No, we just got to buy a little bit more. I mean, again, everybody, we're drinking the same amount. There's more people, but we have the same amount. So.
Yes, dear.
See, that's better. All right, everybody. I'll see you in a bit.
I'm going to throw a pumpkin at your head.
I defy you. Absolutely.
Can anybody see the love? Can you see it? Indeed, Pete. I mean, that's one of the reasons they're trying to change up their thing, because their sales and everything have been down, and there's not, I don't know, I don't, as far as their merch is going, I think one of the problems is they don't have the strong lead guys that they used to have that would sell a ton of merch. I mean, whether you love them or whether you hate them or not, when John Cena was in his heyday, they couldn't keep the shirts in stock because he was the guy. Same thing with The Rock, same thing with Triple H, same thing with Undertaker. You have these big pinnacle guys that everybody wants that shirt, and they were selling like hotcakes. I mean, now you have some of the, you have some guys that are out in the forefront, but you're not having that huge, humongous. This is the guy that everybody wants to see. This is the guy that the you know. And like I said, I've been to the shows. I've been to the shows years ago, and I've been to the shows recently. And there are certainly fan favorites. There are certainly people who get the cheers. I'm not, I'm not saying that, there's nobody who's liked. But I was at more than one event when The Rock was in his heyday. When the first 3 to 5 years of his career, when like he was the $1 million guy. He was the one who was drawing everybody in. And the level of cheers, when somebody comes in, and then the level of cheers when he came in was just amazing to be part of. Not that I wasn't cheering too, but like you could feel the difference, and you could feel the excitement. When the sound of the broken glass hit and Stone Cold came out, I mean, there was just to steal one of The Rock's line, there was an electric feel in the crowd, and there's not a big guy right now who has that. So they need to figure out who's going to be that big draw, and whether it's a new guy in NXT who's going to come up and who's going to do it right, whether they got to get some of their stories better, and hopefully now that they're trying to revamp everything, hopefully some of the storylines will be better, some of the entertainment will be better, because it's sports entertainment. It's not just go in the ring and wrestle. It is what I've always called it, is a big violent soap opera, and that's basically what it is. And any big violent soap opera, not only do you have to have talented wrestlers, and these guys in the ring, I would say 90% of them are very, very, very well skilled. There's a couple that you really need to hone their skills, that you could see the mistakes they make on a regular basis. But 90% of these guys not only will put their bodies on the line, but like do it really well and with a lot of skill. And you have to have a good build-up leading into these matches. You can't just have, because it is what it is. It's something that they created. They created sports entertainment. This is what it is. They need something, especially nowadays, make me sound old, but them young kids, like, shorter attention span, you really need a hook. You really need, when you hear somebody's theme music go off and you're in the other room, if you hear somebody's theme music come off and it draws you back into that room, that's the guy you need. That's the girl you need. Whoever it is, you need them to pull you in. And WWE's got to figure out who they're going to bank on and who they're going to push forward. And a lot of times over the past few years, they act like they're going to push behind one, and then they pull back. Like, not only do you got to make up your mind, but you got to stick to it. I mean, when Triple H was brought over, he was told, we're going to make you a front runner. We're going to push your storyline. You're going to be a headliner. And they committed to that. And, he moved up the ranks from his original incarnation to the man he became, to the factions that he created, to who he is now. Same thing behind The Rock. They put everything behind him. They put everything behind Cena. They put everything behind Stone Cold. You have to find that guy, and you got to push him into that forefront, and you got to say, this is the guy, we're staying with his storyline. They started to do it for a while with Roman Reigns. Roman was supposed to be a big person. Roman was supposed to be this big person and have a big following. And then, I don't even care that the crowd couldn't make up their mind. They pulled back on the storyline. Since when, because half the crowd likes him and half the crowd doesn't, since when do you pull back a storyline like that? Half the crowd loves John Cena, half the crowd hates him. They never pulled back on his storyline. So, I don't know who's in there. I don't know who's making the decisions. Oh, for sure. For sure, because people who want to see UFC, there's not as, you know, people who like the UFC and MMA, there's, that's like, I don't want the storyline. I just want to see these two beat the living shit out of each other, and it's full board, full contact, and it's just who's the stronger guy, who's gonna overcome, and there are a lot of people who, I think that's one of the reasons they're bringing in yet another guy from UFC. They're bringing in, the another boxer. They're trying to bring big headline names in for that cross connection. Let's bring some of the UFC fans over to take a look. Maybe you haven't watched WWE for a while. Maybe you're a fan of this guy. Why don't you watch for a little while? Maybe you'll get hooked. But if you're going to do that, not only do you have to do really good matches with the guy you're pulling over, but all the matches around it have to be good, so that, hey, I haven't watched WWE for a while, but maybe this is interesting. Maybe I'll watch these guys. Maybe this is something I haven't seen for a while. But again, I think now with this influx of Monday Night Raw, Wednesday night NXT, Wednesday night AEW, and Friday night SmackDown, I think that it's got a good potential for all of them. I think all of them could do really well if they're smart. And I don't think there have been smart decisions over the past 5 years or so. So hopefully they'll get back to basics. That's what I think. So it shall be written. So it shall be done. Oops, sorry. Okay, I started to talk baseball a little bit, and then I got distracted again. I do these things. I do these things. I said the Yankees were up 2-0 in the playoffs. The Houston Astros are also up 2-0. The Nationals and the Dodgers each have a game, and the Braves and the Cardinals each have a game. Doop doop boop boop boop. Boop boop boop. Are any of them playing today? Today is Sunday. Sunday. This is football. Why are we playing baseball? That's okay. Yes. The Braves and the Braves are playing at the Cardinals today at 4 o'clock. And the Dodgers and the Nationals are playing tonight at 7:45. And then all four pair-ups, I should say, matchups, are playing tomorrow. Astros and Rays at 1, Braves and Cardinals at 3, Nationals and Dodgers at 6:40, and Yankees and Twins at 8:40. So we're getting close. We are getting close. I really think this might be the Yankees' year. It's been a long time since the Yankees have, won. And I think we need to win to shut up the haters, because, it's been too long. We let you guys get away with it for far too long. Oof. Alrighty. Let's talk football. Because, that's what I do. Jesus. One thing I One thing I do want to mention is the NFL does seem to be getting, finally, you know, part of me may say too little too late, but the NFL seems to be getting finally tough on Vontaze Burfict. They handed down a season-long suspension. They're also saying that under further review they saw yet another hit against a different player on the Colts during that game. He took basically a cheap shot on Nyheim Hines also prior to his hit on Jack Doyle. Obviously, there's an appeals process and whatnot, but it really seems like finally they're pissed off at him enough that they're pretty much saying, you're done for the season. And I don't see him appealing it. I don't see him playing this year. And again, I mentioned it last week. He was signed to a 1-year contract with the Raiders. And so basically his contract is going to be up. And I can't see somebody taking the chance on taking him again next year. I mean, number one, he's towards the end of his career no matter what. I mean, he's not a spring chicken in football terms. He's played a number of years, and he's just nothing but trouble. He's a dirty player. I would not want him on my team. I really wouldn't. If I was an owner or a coach, I wouldn't want him on my team because I wouldn't want to deal with the fall off. I wouldn't want to have to deal with, oh good, one of my stars, is fined and suspended again, and I wouldn't want to take the I wouldn't want to take the flack that comes with having that guy on your team. I mean, it does reflect on the team itself. It reflects on the team. It reflects on the coaches. It reflects on the owners. That not only are you allowing this guy on your team, but you're allowing him to make those hits. Because honestly, again, go back old school. There are coaches that, not only wouldn't put up with off-field shenanigans, but sure, there were tough coaches who were like, go ahead, take him out. But, I mean, you could take him out without doing it dirty. And I'm not going to say there wasn't any dirty hits years ago, so please don't start bombarding me with, how about back in the 70s? How about this? Yeah, I know that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying in this day and age, when we know about safety, when we know about head injuries, when we know about you shouldn't do this and you're told not to do this and you do it anyway, that's what I'm talking about. Because ultimately it's the coach who should say, all right, we're done playing like this, and if you keep playing like this, honestly the coaches should bench some of these guys before they ever do this, or do it again, I should say. But I'm sure that's going to be in the story for the next couple of weeks, because again, we have the appeals process and yada yada. So we'll have to yada that. And I can't help but notice that every week, the player who I don't want to mention, but for some reason, and you don't tell me he's not timing a lot of his stuff so that it's intentionally that it's talked about on Sunday, because all he wants is to be talked about. And somebody has filed an appeal again, it's, it's the process. It's what unions do. I get all that. But basically, the NFL Players Association has filed grievances against both the Raiders and the Patriots because Antonio Brown has not received money. And I've said this. I've said it multiple times. I'm union. I am very union supportive. I want the players union to lose this appeal. Just because you file a grievance does not mean you win. And I don't think Brown should get a damn thing. I think he did not do his job. I think he did not live up to his part of the contract. I don't think he should be paid. If I was doing a job and I didn't do it, I wouldn't expect to be paid. So I don't see where he should. That's just me. You know. What are you gonna do? Moving on. I'm trying to decide I've told you guys about my weekly JC's bookie bet in honor of my dad. And I have actually a couple that I've considered doing. Because there are a couple of really close. I mean, I'm not even gonna. I can't even say the sentence. I'm not gonna say that the bookie bet of the week is the Redskins beating the Patriots because honestly, the entire Patriots sideline would have to be struck by lightning in order for the Washington Redskins to win today. Okay, I mean, let's be realistic. Okay, I don't like the Patriots at all, but the Redskins don't seem to know what the football is and which end of the field they're supposed to run in. So that game, I'm anticipating, like, seriously, I'm anticipating the Patriots scoring like 50-60 points. I seriously am. I'm just expecting that to be a bloodbath, unless they just play their big starters in the first half and then be like, okay, we're ahead by 40 points. Why don't you guys take a break in the second half? That would not surprise me either. Well, good morning, and how are you? And yes, it is football day, and there is nothing better than football. And I am on the talking of football. And how are we doing today, Flowers? Honestly, I'm torn between two. Because either one I see as what my father would call a bookie bet. Part of me wants to say the Jets over the Eagles, but the Eagles have been playing sporadically, so I'm not totally convinced that's a bookie bet. Because the Jets may well pull that out coming off of a bye week, and maybe they're just like, okay, we hit a stumbling block, but we're good, and we're going to do this. So I'm not going to pick that as the bookie bet for the week for that reason. Here is the one I'm going to pick as the bookie bet. The Indianapolis Colts, who are 2-2, over the undefeated Kansas City Chiefs. And that's the night game tonight. So it's going to take you a long time to figure out if I'm right. But that is my bookie bet of the week. I'm surprised they're only getting that, honestly, because I don't know what's up with the Redskins, but I know at home we're not going up against the Patriots. It's going to be brutal. I mean, I don't want it to be. I would love them to somehow win, but like I said, you'd have to chloroform the entire Patriots defense. It would take an act of God. I'm telling you, it's just not going to happen. It's just simply not going to happen. But yeah, I'm gonna take as the bookie bet of the week the Colts over the Chefs. Yes, I said Chefs. Going back to that commercial. No, I'm not silly. I like that commercial. It always cracked me up. But one of the reasons I take that one is the Chiefs have a really good habit of starting 4-0, 5-0, and like getting to this little peak and then tripping and falling down. I mean, a couple of years ago it was us. They were 5-0 or 6-0, and Steelers came to town, and well, how'd that go? Show you how to lose. Yes, I will cheer up my team anytime I can. Speaking of my team, I'm home again, and I'm playing the Baltimore Ravens. This is the second division game in 2 weeks because, schedules are fun. We beat the holy hell out of the Bengals last week. And again, I hear the flack, I hear oh, well, you were only playing the Bengals, so it really wasn't a challenge. And sure, in a lot of ways, no, it wasn't a challenge, but it was still a game, and it was an important game because it's a division game. So even if one team rolls over and can't play at all, you still have to play it, and you still have to win. Oh, wow, next week I have another night game. Oh, one of those rare TV games. Glad Barry's not here. But yeah, that's my pick. That's my pick. In honor of my daddy. That is my bookie bet of the week. Because I know damn Skippy, if that happens, if I was able to call him, that's the first thing he would say was what a bookie bet that was. He's a Jets fan, and even if the Jets win tonight, he would still call it a bookie bet. So, I mean, that's how he goes. I miss those conversations. I still have his phone number. Haven't deleted it. Haven't deleted my uncle's yet either. Kind of afraid to call it. Probably given to somebody else. But, it is what it is. Okay, now that I made myself sad, I'm back. Some of the bigger games today are bigger games. I'm not even thinking, like playoff-wise. I'm talking bigger games as far as should be really good, as J.R. Ross would say, slobber knockers. Green Bay at Dallas at 4:25. Both teams at 3-1. Both teams playing really well. Although Dak Prescott is on my fantasy team, so I'm losing right now in my fantasy team very badly, so he better put some numbers up there. But no, that should be a really good game. Dak against Aaron, both teams playing pretty strongly, so that one should be the Thursday night game, the Rams over Seattle. That was besides Seattle's obnoxious, bright, color fast costumes. I know every Thursday is color bright, but oh my God, my retinas were burning out watching that game. But regardless, that game was a really good game. Went back and forth, with Seattle ultimately winning. But that was a really good game. I do think, I do think the Baltimore Steelers game is going to be a tough game because anytime the Baltimore Ravens, and the Steelers play. It has nothing to do with how either team has been playing during the year. It has nothing to do with what either team's record is. It has to do with the fact that the Steelers and the Ravens hate each other. Okay? There is a straight up, it's not even a love-hate thing. It is a hatred for each other. And it is control your team. It is Tomlin, make sure that these guys don't fight. It is, these guys do not like each other. And it is a, not only a rivalry, it is a bitter rivalry. And always is a heart attack game. Almost every single game that they've played, with, you know, obviously a few exceptions, but a high percentage of their games has not only been, the end score has been within one score of each other. A lot of times it's by 3 points or less that the other team wins. It is always close. It is always a good game. It is always a pull your hair out and have a heart attack game if you are a Steelers or a Ravens fan. So, that is going to be a powerful game. So keep an eye on that one. If you want amusement, go ahead and watch the Patriots and the Redskins, because that's just, I can't get past that. It's going to be horrible. It's really going to be horrible. I mean, it's, oof. I'll tell you how horrible it's going to be. I'll tell you exactly how horrible it's going to be. Normally, you know, like when you're in, like, the local team gets the spot, you know, on whatever CBS, Fox, or whatever side it's playing on, I guarantee probably by the second quarter, they're going to switch to a closer game, because they're going to be like, you know who the hell is winning, and they're going to switch it and put on a more competitive game, because it's just going to be that kind of sadness. Another game that I'm very interested to watch and very interested to see is the Monday night game, 2-2 Cleveland against 3-0 San Francisco in San Francisco. But Cleveland is starting to take off the training wheels. They're starting to try to figure it out. I mean, 4 games in, they're 2-2. I mean, they're competitive. They're doing good. So I'm very curious to see how well they do against a decent Niners team right now. So that's going to be a big test for them, especially a Monday night game. All that pressure being, you know, in the spotlight. Some teams don't handle the spotlight well. Some teams love that spotlight, and perform really well in it. Other teams look at that spotlight and get blinded like a deer in the headlights. So, one of the, at least somebody should get a win today. The Cincinnati Bengals are 0-4. The Arizona Cardinals are 0-3-1. In theory, somebody is going to have a win today. Unless they tie. And then if they tie, then Arizona will have 2 ties. And I couldn't even tell you if, not only if it's happened, but when it's happened. If a team has had 2 ties in the same season. I mean, that would just be, that would be bad. Excuse me. I don't see any team, I could be wrong, but I don't think any other team has done that. Any team has had 2 ties in the same season. So that would be funny. Another big test is going to be for Diana's Giants. They're home. Jones is in the driver's seat, and they're playing the Vikings, who the Vikings in one game looked like a Super Bowl team, and in another game looked like a high school team. So, which Vikings team shows up today? Yep, you see, this is why a friend of mine would, get really fed up with them. Consistency. We need consistency. I'm one to talk at a 1-3 game, but, if I can't break stones on my own team, who can I? And Diana, you must be careful this week, because not only is this going to be a big test, but you have a short week, and then on Thursday night you are playing the Patriots. So you want to talk about a test for your new crush over there. That's going to be a serious test. Because not only is that a spotlight game with everybody watching, but going up against a 5-0 team. Yes, I called them 5-0 because they're not losing. I called them 5-0. They're not losing. There's no way. There's no way in hell they could lose. I would love them to lose. It's not going to happen. Doo-ba-doo-boo-boo. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Even though I don't follow it very much, I should mention, hockey did start this week. Any hockey fans out there? I mean, obviously the season is like barely alive, but it has started. I have friends on my friends list who really like hockey, and they wait for hockey like I wait for football. So they're happy. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. I don't know. There was actually a few people complaining about that, Diana. There's like 10 games at 1 and only 2 at 4. And that's very lopsided. My guess, educated guess, is because of the baseball playoffs. And, like I said, the baseball games are one's at 4 and one's at 8. So I'm guessing that they had to put something in the 4 o'clock slot, but so they only put 2. And they're trying to get most of the football out of the way. Well, I mean, 1 o'clock is going to be full of football, that's for darn sure. I mean, lots of good stuff, but... Whoops. Sorry, that was me dropping my ring. Do, do, do. Looking at the injury report, I didn't realize Clay Matthews on the Rams broke his jaw. So he's going to be out at least a month. Ow. I mean, ow. That couldn't have felt good. Like, damn. I try to be right once in a while. I am a sports nut. I've noticed, you know, you have to not only think like a sports fan, but you have to think like a business person. Like for many, many years, Vince McMahon was smart enough to put a pay-per-view in February, right in between the last week of the playoffs and the Super Bowl. There's that one Sunday where you got nothing, so he always put a pay-per-view right there because everybody had nothing to watch. There's no more playoffs. There's no nothing, and that was a big audience to make sure, because you're certainly not gonna put a pay-per-view up. Nobody puts anything up against the Super Bowl. Okay, except for Lifetime putting chick flicks on and stuff like that. But you're not gonna, you want to maximize your scheduling. You got to kind of think like a TV producer and whatnot. You got to figure out who's gonna do what. I'm looking at the injury report for this week. There's like literally too many people to mention. There's a lot of people out this week. There's an awful lot of injuries, a lot of concussion protocols, and unfortunately for a few, there's a lot of people who are either out like for the season like Ben, or extended like Drew Brees. I mean, I hate that, Ben is like out for the season, so he's not even listed on the injury report. He's like on injured reserve. Look at the injury reserve list, and there's even more people. Although the Bills quarterback, after getting clobbered and under concussion protocol last week, will be playing this week. So, how do you like them apples? But I mean, they're being careful with the concussion protocol, so I'm going to trust the doctors on that one. Hoping that they're doing what they're supposed to do. One can only hope. Excuse me. Been working a lot. Getting old. Getting old, getting tired. So for those who can, check out Hell in a Cell tonight. I think it's going to be pretty decent. It'll be pretty painful. because the only matches that are more brutal is the Elimination Chamber. That one's just really painful. But we could always have somebody going off the top of the Hell in the Cell, and that's what always makes me nervous. And especially with the whole Seth Rollins and the Fiend thing, it's not outside the realm of possibility that, you know, the craziness escalates and one or both of them climb on top of the thing, and then, you know, heart attacks ensue. I mean, if they really want to make Bray seem as crazy as he is, have him try to throw Seth off of there. And I really don't want Seth going off of there, because that shit hurts. I do hope everybody is getting their thinking caps on, because quite shortly somebody will be returning and Trivia Challenge will get going. I am not sure who won yesterday. I believe YouTube won last night when Georgie was here. I believe. Don't quote me on it though, because all my days run together. I could be mixing things up. But on a big note, I do hope everybody has a good week. It is the first full week of October, although we only missed like 2 days, but you know, I'm gonna be picky. Nice autumn weather in effect. So I hope we all enjoy it. Go out, grab a pumpkin. For those who are more skilled than I, make a homemade pumpkin pie, or else go buy one. I am not a pie person. Not a pie maker, I should say. I don't have that kind of skill. I never had the I just don't think I never had the patience to learn how to do, like, you know, the cooking from scratch, you know, making the pie crust and the cakes and all that brouhaha. But, you know, we all have talents. That's certainly not mine. I could cook enough that, you know, people don't starve to death. I suppose that's a plus, right? I mean, nobody's died from my cooking yet. That has to be a plus, I would think. I mean, I would think that would really be a plus. I mean, if somebody died from my cooking, then I would have a different nickname than JC, wouldn't I? Yes, yes, yes I would. Don't mind me, I'm going into silly mode. I actually want to go to the store today. One of our children on his On This Day yesterday saw pictures from a few years ago where they already had the Christmas stuff out. So, of course, now I want to go and see if they have the Christmas stuff out. To which I'll get, from the hubby, we haven't even had Halloween yet, and, like, who cares? It's Christmas stuff. I am like a little kid with Christmas stuff. My eyes get that wide. I walk around the aisles. I go a little crazy with the Christmas stuff. Also with the Thanksgiving stuff. One of the things I like about Thanksgiving is one of the decorations that everybody sells is a bunch of different owls. Did you guys know I like owls? I have one or two in that cabinet. One or two, million. Plus my great big one, who has been demoted from the living room and is now upstairs. I think he was too big. Doopy doop boop boo. Ow. It's not sunny out today. It's that nice autumn weather. That nice overcast. It's not as cold today as yesterday. Yesterday was actually a little chilly. Yet somehow I still wore shorts to work. Try to figure that out. I like hoodie weather though. That I can wear the hoodie, and still wear shorts. Cause see, my body's a funny thing. Once I start wearing the pants, I can't go back to the shorts, even if it's warm out. My body's like, nope, you already wore the pants once. It's short season is over. If I try to wear the shorts, I get too cold again. Well, you'd be thinking of me if you're watching the Steelers and Ravens game. You'll probably be hearing me. If I see something good or something bad, I'm quite vocal. You'll either hear me through here, or I try to, when my Steelers do something good and I yell unintelligibly, I try to type out as much as I can what I said. Because I know they're not real words, but it's what I yell when I see them do something good. And I try to type it out as much as I can. But again, when my Steelers are not on TV, I happen to love NFL Red Zone because it literally keeps you from missing anything. You literally watch everything. They will keep you updated. You see every score. You see all the drives. It's just a beautiful thing. You see every great play. I don't know how I lived without this feature. I really don't. My God, how did I survive my childhood without NFL Network? Who knows? But yet, here I am. I can't help but notice when I look at myself online, but when I sit here and talking, it has to be something with doing a talk show, because when I sit here talking, my shoulders and my arms, I sit exactly the way that, bloody hell, I just had his name and it jumped out of my head. See, a mind is a terrible thing to lose. It really is.
Howdy, y'all. Be out in just a few minutes.
He's lying.
Yep. I'm never coming back. You, down. Come on. Let's go.
Larry King, that's him. It's got to be a thing with being a talk show thing. You just have that, and I don't do it on purpose. I should probably wear suspenders for my shows. Wear nice bright suspenders as a little homage to him. That would probably be interesting. I don't think I have any. I'd have to buy some. We'll see how that goes. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But like you saw, the big guy just returned, so shortly he'll be coming in. He'll be playing his music. He'll be doing his trivia challenge. He will be regaling you with the wondrousness that is his life and stories. I was mentioning that your quarterback is cleared to play. You don't have to go with your backup. After the concussion last week, he's cleared. Just so you know if you didn't. I'm being ignored, I could tell. That's okay. Everybody ignores me. Boo-hoo. I'll get over it. Don't forget my bookie bet of the week, my dears. It is the night game, but I think I got it. I think I do. I think more than one person has heard me. One of those little things I miss about my old pug Paulo. When he first came to the house and his first football season with me, he really thought mommy was strange. He was sleeping on his little bed around the corner from the couch. He would hear me yell, and of course he's like, "What's wrong with mommy?" He'd come over and he'd give me that little quizzical pug look, and I was like, "Mommy's okay, she's just yelling at football." He would sigh, toddle back and lay down, you know. We got him when he was like 9 or 10, so naps were still an important thing to him. A few minutes later, something else would happen. I'd yell at the TV again. He'd get up, come over, look at mommy like, "Mommy, are you sure you're okay?" "Mommy's fine, just, you know, mommy has a thing with football, I yell a lot." This time he would snuff.
Mommy yells a lot, Joe.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
He would snuff and go back to his bed. Then I'd yell again. He'd come over, like literally just come right up to me and like, "All right, woman, we have to talk." And I would laugh and I would pick him up and just put him on my lap or right next to me, and he would sigh and then curl up with me. And so long as he was right next to me when I was yelling and could look up and see what I was doing, then he was less concerned. And by the time we were all the way through with that football season, he got used to me. All mommy had to do was say, "It's football," and he'd be like, "Oh, okay." Go right back to sleep. Even after the long off season, once the game started up again, all I'd have to tell him is, "Don't worry, it's football. Mommy's just yelling at the TV." "Oh, it's that time again." "Okay." He was my little Paulo. I would call him my little Palomado. I miss that little rat. I'm very lucky and thankful I got chased, but I still miss that little rat. He was my first pug, and he really took a piece of my soul with him when he left. But for those who believe in it, I see signs of him visiting, so I know he's still around. Another quick notation, I should say. Next week, the Panthers and the Buccaneers are going to be a 9:30 game, because that's a London game. So keep that in mind if it's a game you wish to watch. I think it's cool, you know, that they do the games like that, but you do have to keep that in mind, especially if it's your team and you want to watch. Oh, Kira?
What did I do?
Remember I told you that at week 8, your Dolphins were playing my Steelers?
Yeah.
The Steelers are home and it's a Monday night game.
Okay. I already said that it was a shoe-in win for you guys. I don't have much hope for them.
You're in trouble.
Howdy, y'all.
I'm leaving. Have a great day. Go Steelers.
What's the good word, everybody? That one belongs over there. All right, well, it seems like she didn't play any music while I was gone.
What?
I says, well, it seems like you didn't play any music while I was gone, because
I don't.
it's still sitting on White Rose. Once in a while you do. Let's go. Sleeping Giants, Lance Tabor. everybody. I'm just doing some more shares over here. I appreciate all your patience, as always. Tell him to stop. Don't just tell him no. What's up, Paul? How are you, man? Thanks for joining us over here at YouTube Land. Cheers, buddy. Sleeping Giants from Lance Tabor. You know Lance, he's a guitar player, composer, producer, full-time pet staff. All right, we're going to jump in here. This is Disassociate, Austin Woodward with Zach Ledbetter. Thank you, Paul. I like it too. Rachel, what's the good word? How we doing over there? Absolutely, Sunday is always fun day. Every day is fun day. Nice. You have a good time. Yeah, no. I got you. I actually know a lot of people that do that. I've done that myself. One of my apartments years ago, literally, the entire apartment, furnished really nice too. All stuff that people were getting rid of. And it worked for me. I didn't spend a dime. I had living room all furnished, my kitchen furnished, stuff in the bedroom. I mean, why not? Hell yeah, have a good time. Disassociate, Austin Woodward, Zach Ledbetter. I also know some people who do that, and then they repurpose the things. They make stuff out of them, and a couple of people have small stores where they resell the items. They literally, all of their stock only costs them gas money and a little bit of effort driving around. All right, here we go. Some airlands. Exactly. Exactly.
Racing in my mind, I'm breaking out of something rigid. Hard to mind, I call out. Everything must change now. Built from all the ashes, all the corners too sharp. Cuts that turn to scars. Water flow away, and I just hold on. Clouds will flow away, and I just move on. Bring me home just like the twilight, oblivion and dreamlight. You know what it feels like, silent beside the white noise. Time to say goodbye. Coming in much clearer. The outside's getting nearer to me. Water flow away, and I just hold on. Clouds will flow away, and I just move on.
So what's going on with the rest of you? I know what some of you have going on today, but what's up overall? Anything good? Little fun, exciting, thrilling, stupendous, adventurous? There you go. There you go. Sounds like a good day and a good time there, Steven. Raiders, WWE, Dodgers. It's a banner day.
No, you don't just knock it out of my hand so you can take it. No.
That's not why I knocked it out of your head. The reason I knocked it out of your head is
Yeah,
because
so
I'm an
you
idiot.
hand it back to me. Aw.
And hey guys, let's do keep in mind now, you're right outside the door with powered microphones. Good morning.
Morning.
Do I have any plans today? Well, I already started my plans. Literally for the hour that JC was on the air, I was up in the barn doing some work that whole time. Been working on sealing in the main room of the barn once again, so we can utilize that, all season long, all year. So, yeah.
Where are your shoes? Somewhere but not nowhere? Well, they need to be on your feet.
But it was a good one. It was a good one. It was productive overall. I need to redo, or I need to alter one of the things I did. But overall, it's okay. All right. I am seeing we are going to be coming up on the top of the 2-hour mark, so you all know what that means. We will be getting into Trivia Challenge within the next 10 minutes. So make sure you got your hats on, too.
I told them to put their hats on. If they don't have them on, then they're not listening to me.
Well, you know, it's when you talk, people don't listen.
Really?
It's Iguana Jones, all I need. So, give me a moment. I am going to queue up a few tracks. I do got to run to the other side of the building real quick. When I come back, we'll be getting into trivia. Huh? Well, they're just going outside. I don't even think, did you say, hey, just wait for me? If you didn't, they walk outside. Everybody does that. All you guys do that to everybody in this house. All right. Give me 1 sec. Gonna preempt your play there, Tijuana. I'll have you up next. Literally, I gotta go run to the bathroom, grab myself a drink, and then when I get back, we'll do trivia. Yes, very sad day for Ginger Baker. Absolutely. I mean, a lot of great music, so always be around, that's for sure. I'll be right back, huh? right, everybody.
Yes, to me, it really does.
There you go, Mr. Mike.
So many being interrupted, that interrupts everyone else.
I just clicked the button for trivia. We're going to have a question in 1 moment. Good luck to everybody who plays this day. Trivia challenge right here on CC&C. All right, myopia, the scientific term for what condition? All right, well, the first question was myopia. It's the scientific term for what condition? I am grabbing us a track when I look back over. Hopefully, if we got an answer, cool. If not, well, I'm going to be going on. And you are listening to Fixing the Leak. Now, what I was looking for? Short-sightedness. Short-sightedness. Joseph Stalin. Joel, Joseph Stalin has a criminal past from doing what? And I got responses on both sides. Now, Facebook, can you be a little more specific? You're in the right line. I'm not saying you're wrong, but can you get just a little more specific? Right now, basically, you've got half a point. All right. Good guess. However, no. It's He was a train robber. Believe it or not, Joseph Stalin has a criminal record for robbing trains. Yes, that Joseph Stalin. Not even joking. Yep, 1907. All right, the 1907 Tiflis bank robbery. Also known as Ivansky Square Expiration. This was an armed robbery. 1 second. I'm actually going to... I didn't mean to hit the pause button, the play button there. I wanted to read this. An armed robbery on the 26th of June in 1907 in the city of Tiflis. Now, yeah, it was the Russian Empire, now Georgia's capital. Okay. There was a bank cash shipment which was stolen to fund their revolutionary activities. Also, there's one which these robbers robbed a stagecoach. Yep. The robbers attacked a bank stagecoach and the surrounding police and soldiers using bombs and guns while the stagecoach was transporting money through the square, which is now known as Freedom Square. Yeah. So, as I said, you weren't wrong. You got a half a point for that. There we go. Grabbing us another track, little hip hop. It's called Put in Work. May 16th, known as Blank Day in the punk world. Named after a punk band which was prominent in the 1990s. What band am I referring to? Good job, YouTubers. That is correct. It is, as a matter of fact, Lagwagon. Yeah. Good job. The American punk rock band originally from California, just outside Santa Barbara, formed in 1990, going on hiatus in 2000. They've reunited several times over the years. Now, a lot of people don't know, however, the name for their band coming from the band's tour van. That band can be seen on the back cover of their 1994 second album. Good job, Diana. Alrighty. Let's jump on down. Let's go over here. Little Greasy. Brett's Bourgeois. Alright, it's slowing down. Here we go. In Undertale, what's the prize for answering correctly? By the way, Rachel, thank you. Yep. Good job, YouTubers. Yes. Nope. The prize for answering correctly, more questions. Good job, YouTubers. Undertale, a role-playing video game. Yeah, created by American indie developer Toby Fox. Former United States presidents John Adams and Thomas Jefferson. Did they both die within hours of each other? True or false? Now, Rachel, Sundays are the only day where we only do the one show right now. You know, I'm on 7 days a week, so I have one day where I have the afternoon. It is family time. All right, I got responses on the board. Now, both sides answering my question, getting your answers up there. However, sorry, incorrect. Since we wrapped up that track, too. Believe it or not, it's true. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, they both died within hours of each other. All right, give me a second as I grab us another track.
Long time, hold it down. Yeah. Hold it down. Yeah. Long time, hold it down. Yeah. Hold it down. Long time, hold it down. Yeah. Hold it down.
All right. The 1952 musical composition 433, which was composed by prolific American composer John Cage, is mainly comprised of what sound?
I got way too much potential, way too little time, way too much to get into. Racing home cause I miss you, facing all the fundamentals. I got way too many foes, way too many lows. Know they come and go, patience when they don't. Even if I'm broke, I'm unashamed. I hate to say it, but I ain't afraid of much. Only the darkness and pressure of waking up without a future plush. I'm unavailable when I'm creating more. I used to face the war going on outside. When you ride, when you die, when I drive through the greatest storm. Will you hold it down? Long time, hold it down. Yeah. Hold it down. Yeah. Long time, hold it down. Yeah. Hold it down. Long time, hold it down. Yeah. Hold it down. Long time.
I have responses on the board. Now, it's not what I'm looking for here.
My eyes can't see so far, the horizon it greets me. So far, so good, I'll be there when it falls, when you need me.
here we go. My question was the 1952 musical composition 433, otherwise known as 433, composed by prolific American composer John Cage, mainly composed of, well, it's called 433 for 3 silent movements, totaling 4 minutes and 33 seconds. Now, it seemed like a joke. In fact, it would redefine music. Tall and soft-spoken John Cage had once been described as pleasantly reminiscent of Frankenstein, by the way. Yeah. Its main piece is silence. Yep. There we go. Grabbing us to the next track. I already clicked the button, so that wheel will be giving us a question when I look back over. Smiling after all, little Adam Seltzer. The Communication Protocol, NFC. That stands for what?